So yeah, as I was saying, what was some of y'all's first Halloween costumes growing up that you can vividly remember?
I didn't have one.
Like Charlie Brown didn't have one?
Yep.
Just like not even a blanket?
Nope. Just wearing clothes.
So you were just
Look, I didn't have one either. And because I didn't go trick-or-treating, but then one year, like the neighborhood kids were like, "Hey, you want to come trick-or-treating?" And my mom was like, "I got you." And she took that old Burberry scarf and wrapped it around my head and said, "You're a ninja."
Oh,
I love that.
And had a plastic bag.
Damn.
She was swagging on them. You was a swag ninja.
I mean,
damn.
You want to call it that?
Maurice,
I don't know if I had a bucket either.
So wait, what was your first memory of trick or treating?
First of all, how tall were you as a kid?
Did they allow you to trick or treat?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because imagine
Trying to play with me when I was like 11. Like,
imagine a 6-foot kid walking up. Everybody else got costumes, he don't, and he got a plastic bag.
They think he's the adult.
The dad walks up to the door, be like, "Nigga, go pick up a ball, son. What you do here?"
Yo, I do remember. This is a very vivid memory. I was 17, and this state senator
you were
lived
trick
in
or treating at 17?
No, but I was hanging outside with some friends. This state senator, like the neighborhood, like adults were like doing stuff for the kids too. And this state senator was outside, and somebody threw a hard-boiled egg at her Hummer. And this woman, who had to be in her late 50s, like track star, chased them niggas down.
Wait, do you remember her name?
I can't say it.
Oh,
Can't say it.
I signed an NDA a very long time ago.
Oh, you like legitimately?
Oh no, this is real. She is active.
Oh shit!
I know who it is. That's why I was trying to get you to like confirm it. But I'm pretty sure I know who it is. But anyway, go ahead.
Terraformars, you didn't sign an NDA.
I didn't.
I can't say her name because she will legitimately fuck me up. Like, this lady is like for real.
Here's the thing. I think she'd go to my church.
Oh, probably.
Oh.
Yep. Wow. Nah, she track star chased them guys down, and I was like, "Oh!"
Think about it. There's only so many of those around, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Damn, I was looking for like a wholesome, like, hey, this is what I was my first Halloween.
Right? Maybe I should have went first.
Yeah.
So I was a cowboy.
Hey, see, there we go.
She's a runner. She's a track star.
Because I wanted to
be
Senator. Oh my goodness. Because I wanted to be a cop when I was a child. I wanted to be respectable. Yeah, be a respectable part of society and, uphold the law.
Damn.
And yeah.
Then you grew up.
Then I realized corruption.
Yeah, I think my first one that I could remember when I was like, I think 4 or 5 was Blue Ranger. I remember having that little plastic mask, and I was like, oh, this is fucking dope.
It's morphin' time.
Yeah.
It changed you forever.
Yep.
Nice.
That was my wholesome story before Maurice ruined it and
came through with the NDAs.
17 years old, NDAs.
With it.
It legitimately could have been a scene out of like Stranger Things. Like, it was that kind of like campy, like, what is happening? Like you're not part of the actual main cast, so you're just like, what is going on?
Wow. Like you're in season 1, you're Dustin, you're just like, what's going on?
Yeah, like she ran over to me and she goes, who was that? And I'm like, and then she just took off running. And I was like, then she came back and told me that you found
served you papers.
Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh.
How did she give you the NDA? That's what I want to know.
So hold on. This is how I
you?
pictured that story in my head. You remember the George Lopez show where it was always like his grown head like on a kid's body? Yeah. So I'm picturing Mauricio's grown head on a teenager's body.
She had me shook.
Dude, her lawyers work as good as the rappers' lawyers. Like,
quick with it.
I don't scare easily as far as like spoopy stuff, but that had me shook.
And so you see that grown ass man over there in the red polo? Give him these papers.
Get him.
Never speak of this.
Only people who know us in real life is going to get that joke.
Right.
And notice for a few years, too, because it's been a minute since he retired the red polo shit.
Yeah.
Back then, it was fresh. When he was 17.
I had to put it in the Hall of Fame.
Back then, he had the collar popped.
Right.
I did, actually.
The double collar pop.
I was just a wee bit preppy.
Because that would line up with Kanye collar pop polo shirt era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, now we're telling how old I am.
Pastel.
Sorry.
It's okay. They should know.
You know, not to go too far aside, I kind of wish pastel was a thing. Like,
They need to bring it back.
yeah.
You should do that. Just bring it back. Yeah.
Fuck it, let's go.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Or nightmares in this case.
You can bring it back, Denzel.
Yeah.
I've been wearing all black.
I've seen Mauricio get things dirty when there wasn't even things around that can get like, where did that stain come from? Is it, man? I don't know. Like,
they find me.
When you to clean this nigga around, you're gonna attract some dirt.
I guess so.
Whether it's particulate or humans, you know what I'm saying?
Then you somehow turn that into shade.
I literally wish my door was closer so I could be like, get the fuck out.
I'm not even mad at that line.
Dang, I can't even. How am I going to send this? Or I guess I have to send it to the group chat, even though we're recording a podcast and no one's going to see it. But I have the perfect response picture. Anyway, keep talking. It's going to take me a while to find it.
Oh, we all got quiet waiting for you.
Yeah.
I picked up my phone to see it.
I'm already liking how this one's starting. This is
the Halloween episode.
Yeah.
Hey, this cute girl replied to my tweet while I picked my phone up. Hey.
She heard
Thanks,
you say you're the
Zilla.
cleanest nigga around.
Right.
Yep. Then you said it attracts human dirt.
Damn.
Welcome to Rotaku Block, the Halloween edition. If you couldn't tell, we're all here today. Gym Leader Brock here. We're with Prince Petty, the Mighty Mauricio, making, crazy outlandish statements. And Tiffzilla, a.k.a. the black guy that survives the horror movie, but just by just not hanging out with the white kids that mess up his name anyway.
Damn.
It's true.
You know what?
Survival.
There's a movie called Tyrell literally about this.
You know what's crazy about that statement? I already knew better, but in like the 9th or 10th grade, I was hanging out with some white kids and 2 black guys because there was only 3 of us at the time. And we went to go find some monster that they had in the woods and back at our neighborhood, right? And
I already fucked up.
Yep, already fucked. And I knew better. I knew better. We come out the woods. Then we don't find the monster, of course. We come out the woods and there's a cop waiting on us because somebody had reported these teenagers going in the woods. Who does he talk to? The black kids.
Yep.
Who had a mouth on them? Me. However, I did not get arrested.
Hey.
But still.
Yeah. I thought you were going to go like metaphorical with it, where it was like the monster was what was inside of us the whole time, like an A24 film or some shit.
Oh, wow.
It's true. I mean, he was the monster, and then I reversed, like, I like Naruto with him, like, talk no jutsu, because I was like, can I not walk down this sidewalk? You didn't see me in the woods. You're assuming I was in the woods. Well, but somebody saw you guys go in the woods. I said, but you didn't, sir. Mm. And he just looked at me, and I looked at him. It was like the Puffy and Odell Beckham meme. And he finally just said, all right, well, you guys be careful. And he pulled off, and that was a prick-ass cop.
Did he say Happy Halloween?
Nah.
Oh, this was just a normal April?
Yeah, but it felt like Halloween.
I'm not going to lie. I have a similar story to that. That might just be the black man's experience.
Yeah, man.
Don't go in the woods when you're a teenager because they're going to find you on the way out.
Yeah. Fuck. Anyway.
Oh, man.
What we got today?
This episode is dedicated to our favorite and or top horror / Halloween anime. So yeah.
I admittedly don't have a ton of horror anime, but I do have some today for you guys.
Oh, I got them for days. Personally.
I feel like there's so many, and it's like, how do you want to conceptualize what the genre means? And it kind of just has to boil down to like what it means to you, I think, because there's a lot to choose from, and it's not all great, to be fair. So it's really like, how did it make you feel? Or is it rewatchable to you? I think is how it boils down.
Yeah.
I can tell you why I don't have many then, if you guys want to know.
Yeah.
So my issue is when I think of horror, especially in anime,
mm-hmm.
for me, it's a show or a title where whoever's the main character, main cast, can't really do anything to combat it. Like if there's a monster or a situation or an apocalypse and they're just kind of in it. For me, that's horror because like I was going to put Berserk earlier and I was like, nah, I mean, it's horror because some horrific shit happens, but that nigga Guts is not letting it happen. But he's like, it might happen, but he's responding. Like to me, it stops being a horror the moment he's not afraid and he can fight back.
So what you're saying is your prime example of horror is psychological horror.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like, yeah.
Because you can't overcome it necessarily. You just kind of have to deal with it.
And that reflects my list, actually, perfectly.
That's funny.
Yep.
Speaking of Berserk, that was a honorable mention. Just throwing that out there. It was up there as a considered horror anime.
Right. He was going to say it earlier. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
All right.
He just threw it under the bus.
All right.
I love it. It's just
thanks, Berserk. We love you, but you're not on the list today.
Well, it'll be another episode. We'll have the argument on what's considered in that genre and what's not based on standards. So
okay.
But do you want to lead us off, Tifzilla?
Oh,
well, Maurice asked a pretty good question too. He said, like, what do y'all consider a horror anime, or what fits your category?
So for me, I'm not strict with it as him. I think I do allow for things that have scary-esque aspects to the show to be considered in the horror category. So like if there's a supernatural things going on, I think it should be considered horror. It gets really weird though when you do that because it allows for like children-esque things to be considered horror.
Yeah.
So that the line does get murky, and I'm willing to accept a murky line, but that's kind of where I stand on it.
I am going to give my movie response, which I feel like horror is a broad category that can include many things and in different ways. And I'm not going to be picky and choosy about it because sometimes, people are like, that's not a horror, that's a thriller. And I'm like, somebody found some shit scary or tense.
Right.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like, it's a happy ghost, but spooky shit. It's Halloween season, whatever. So, if they want to call it a horror and they have a way of justifying it, I'm easy on it. So, not everything has to be like high level scared. Like then you can get into, is it a scary movie? Whatever.
Yeah.
But like, even that's subjective. Everything is subjective. So if you can justify it, I'll roll with it.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think for me, it's to Fran's point, like my definition of horror is there's like, you have your overall horror and then it has subgenres. So like I love horror comedy. Like that's what Scary Movie was. Like, and it wasn't really scary, but it had the themes in there and then the comedy bit behind it. And then you had Shaun of the Dead, like movies like that. And then you have your other horror where it's like high anxiety suspense. That's what I enjoy too, unfortunately. So that's like I love the comedy bits, but like I like something that's like gonna like I feel nervous watching it, where it's like you want to hit the mute button so you don't hear the music because that's where everything comes from.
That's just fair.
But yeah, but like I want to feel the pain, like hurt me, like that bit. So I think that's where I land on the anime portion of this, where it's like a lot of my stuff's anthology based. But it's most of it's suspenseful, or at least anxiety driven.
Y'all make some good ass points, because like we just said with music, if you just change the score and maybe show more of the citizens, Demon Slayer is a horror anime easily.
That's true.
That's
like
it's
like even strong people are getting fucked up. Like they're not actually winning a whole lot,
and it's already supernatural.
Yep.
Yeah. So just
change a little perspective out of different music.
Yeah, like instead of it having this like wishful, hopeful, Tanjiro's going to overcome this, perspective, is just like these niggas are dying perspective. Oh shit. So
like if you take Mugen Train and get rid of the sunrise at the end and just have Rengoku dying, that's horror.
I mean, yeah.
Like dude, that nigga died. Like he's
traumatizing.
Done.
Yeah,
it's fucking crazy. Anyway,
and then then it's like stuff that people find scary, but everybody might not find scary. Like I think one of the scariest movies I've ever seen is Native Son. I saw the HBO version from like 2018 or something, and that's not a horror movie. But if you know the book or if you've seen the movie, like, and it's a black man done fucked around and accidentally killed a white girl. And look, that's all you got to say.
Yeah,
like
that's hard.
That's all of our worst nightmare, ain't it? Like,
yeah.
Look,
I leave white children that are lost.
Like, as fucked up as that sounds, there was a whole Blackish episode about that when Dre and or Anthony Anderson and Deion Cole, the elevator opened and it was just a little white girl by herself, and they looked at her and they didn't do anything and the doors closed, and they're like, that's a trap. And so they brought it up in their like morning meeting or whatever, and all the white people were like, "What? You didn't help that child?" And they're like, "Of course not."
No,
you're not gonna find me left alone with this child.
Look,
kiss my ass.
Having said that, somehow I don't know how they came up with this statistic. They found that if a little white child is lost, one of the safest places for them to be is to go to a black adult, because they're so afraid of like something happening to them and them getting the blame. They are safest with them. Also, statistically speaking, we're less likely to be a serial killer or something.
Yeah,
less likely to help them as well.
Right.
Yeah.
This child, I don't want to keep this thing. I want to return it.
Yo, look, you remember the Toys R Us when the little white boy came up to you, Denzel?
Like, look.
Just was talking to you for like 5 minutes,
right?
Just like, man, I just want to go home.
Facts. This is really odd. We're just like, yo, I just want to go home, bro. We're at the end of the line. Leave me alone.
Yeah, we're trying to leave.
You're holding me up.
Because you know, like if that happened in like a park or something, and then some Karen sees you, their mind is gonna go to, what are you doing with that child? Look, man.
Yeah.
Ain't fucking
literally.
Yep. Nah. That is scary.
Horrifying.
That's situational scary.
Yep.
So who wants to start their anime list?
I think Teflon already did.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
With Native Son.
All right. First up, I got Made in Abyss. Made in Abyss is a 2017 anime by Studio Kinema Citrus. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I always say Kinema Citrus. Distributed by Sentai Filmworks, and it was adapted from the 2012 manga by Akihito Tsukushi. So I think I said that right. While the genre isn't technically horror, it's like a dramatic fantasy adventure. Hold on. I didn't want to burp in the mic. Sorry. This one has some major horror elements and goes into some really dark, fucked up places. And you'd never know from the first few episodes either. Like, it starts off real happy-go-lucky. And then when I say it gets dark, like not just children dying dark, but like children being tortured dark. Like, it is. Oof. Anyway, so yeah, in this world, there's a remote island, and the story takes place on this island, and it has a huge hole in the center of it. And in fact, most of the island is the hole, and it's just like the ring around it of land. And like the hole is known as the abyss. And there's a town built up around the hole, and much like a mining town, the whole point of the town is like folks going into the abyss or like bringing artifacts back and whatnot, and then they sell that shit and all sorts of stuff, right? But the thing is, going into the hole is insanely dangerous, and the deeper you go, the more dangerous stuff gets. Like, there's like creatures and all sorts of things down there, but also coming back is dangerous because you get like what they call the curse of the abyss. And like the more fucked up things happen to you the deeper you get trying to come back up, basically. And like the story follows this orphan girl named Rika, whose mother was an accomplished cave raider. That's what they call the folks who go down in there. And she's trying to follow in her footsteps to hopefully find out what happened to her, because even though she's an orphan, like they don't know the mother's dead. And then somehow she like gets word from her mom that's like, come find me at the bottom or some shit like that, right? And one day when she was diving in the abyss, like she ends up in some danger, and she gets rescued by this like half robot boy. She named him Reg, and like they become friends, and then they ended up eventually setting off on this adventure to go down into the abyss to find her mom. But yeah, the anime story, it's kind of hard to follow if you don't like research it first. It starts off with a 13 episode series, and then they turn those into 2 compilation movies, and that's Journey's Dawn and Wandering Twilight. Then, so you got the series / the 2 compilation movies. Then the next part of the story is a movie called Dawn of the Deep Soul. And then after Dawn of the Deep Soul, you get a 12 episode season 2 called The Golden City of the Scorching Sun. So It's a little confusing, like how to navigate through that.
Yeah.
But hopefully that helps if you decide to do that. It's on High Dive.
But it sounds like if you watch the 2, I just got High Dive today. Fun fact.
You could have just shared password.
Oh, true.
For one of y'all.
It's $5. It's not bad.
It's $5 now.
But it does fair play. But it does sound like it's pretty easy to kind of get caught up, because if you just watch the compilation movies and then the next movie, you can get to the most recent season.
Yeah, and High Dive got all of it too.
Yeah,
that's how One Piece is,
and dub too. So you can. I wouldn't recommend binging it. You get caught up and you can binge it, but like I said, it gets dark and you might need to take some breaks. Go look at the sun for a while. Not look at the sun, but like look at the sky for a while.
Vampire.
To like just go watch something happy.
Go touch grass.
And come back and take a break. Like don't binge and end up in a deep depression because that shit is it's heavy.
That's like, what you're into.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what you're.
That's your theme.
That's what you're into. You still need to go out. You really need to go outside and look at the sky.
You'd have a drink with a friend, talk about your problems.
A hug. You know, but yeah, almost as dark as Made in Abyss is my next one. My next pick is From the New World, Shinseki Yuri. It's a 2012 anime by A1 Pictures, another Sentai Filmworks joint. And it was adapted from the 2008 novel by Yusuke Kishi. It's a dramatic psychological fantasy horror, not horror in the direct sense, but definitely still counts, and it gets real dark and wild shit happens. Like this is another one that I'm definitely not going to spoil. Like I want to give you as little information as possible because it's even when it came out, it wasn't that popular. I want to say it came out like a season before Attack on Titan, maybe, or maybe 2 seasons. But like people already weren't keeping up with the anime seasons like they do now. And then Attack on Titan came out and just kind of nothing else. Maybe Sword Art. Really, between Sword Art and Attack on Titan, nobody gave a shit about anything else that came out around this time for real. So there's a whole lot of hidden gems from like 2011, 2012. But yeah, so in the town of Kimisu 66, a 12-year-old Saki Watanabe has just awakened to her psychic powers already. And it's revealed, I can't talk, and is relieved to rejoin her friends, the mischievous Satoru, I'm not going to say his last name, the shy Mamoru, the cheerful Maria, and Shun, a mysterious boy who Saki admires, at Sage Academy, a special school for psychics. However, unease looms as Saki begins to question the fate of those unable to awaken their powers, and the children begin to get involved in secretive matters such as rumored tainted cats set to abduct children. Shinseki Yuri tells the unique coming-of-age story of Saki and her friends as they journey to grow into their roles in the supposed utopia. Accepting these roles, however, might not come as easy when faced with the dark, shocking truths of society and the impending havoc born from the new world. Yeah, it is a good one. It is so good. Got the Blu-ray up there somewhere. But yeah, check it out. It might still be on Crunchyroll and High Dive. But definitely watch. It's such a hidden gem.
Yeah, I think this is another one of those ones where like don't binge it if you can if you want to, but this is like definitely like it's enjoyable.
Take it in, take it all.
Yeah.
In. And there's a lot, like the story is kind of dense because like even from my description, like I said, there's like it's supposed to be utopia. There's a lot of like world building, and then there's like psychic powers, and then you start to find out like everything ain't as it seems, and it's
so much.
And then once again, kids doing some shit they shouldn't be doing.
Adventures were fun though,
man. Yeah,
first couple episodes,
first few episodes, then it. Woo. Freaking Squealer. I don't like rumors of tainted cats. I had nightmares about Squealer. I'm not even going to explain who Squealer is. Anyway, so now we had 2 dark anime about children doing hood rat shit with their friends, literally in one case. Here's a horror comedy, Mieruko-chan. I'm sorry, I always say it wrong. Mieruko-chan. Mieruko-chan is a 2021 anime by Studio Passion. I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but Passion.
We give it a player that they deserve.
And it's licensed by Funimation, aka Crunchyroll. Now, rest in peace, Funimation. You're a real one. And it was adapted from a web manga by Tomoki Izumi. Supernatural horror comedy. and pretty hilarious, despite the ghost designs being pretty scary looking. Like
they are pretty.
Yeah,
they're on
like-
par with like anything else that's
yeah.
considered horror.
If you didn't know it was a horror comedy, you would think it was a straight up horror.
Yeah.
Just from stills, like pictures from it, because the ghosts are.
You could Google the name of it and be like, "What the heck is this?"
Yeah, because the ghosts don't look like it should be a part of a comedy. Anything.
But that dichotomy is kind of fun once you get into it. Yeah, because it's gonna be all happy go lucky, and then
yeah.
But yeah, so story follows. Miko is a schoolgirl that has the power to see horrific ghosts that walk among humans. And they absolutely scare shitless. But she found that as long as she can pretend not to see them, then they might leave her alone. So like they'll be all up on her, like, can you see me? Sometimes they
like,
literally ask her,
can
you see me? In her face. And she just has to not acknowledge it at all so they don't keep messing with her. So that's what she does. But her happy ass best friend actually attracts ghosts. So it's a whole problem, right? And also most of them don't even directly interact with people, but they still have like effects on people just from them being around. And sometimes that forces Miko to, into a hard spot because she tries to like save her friends, but she don't want the ghost to notice her. And it's a whole thing. Hilarity ensues.
The ghosts are not senpai.
There is a fan service warning for the first like 2 to 3 episodes.
Yeah,
for some reason they went heavy on fan service, and
then it all
dropped.
Fell out. Yeah. So that's my main 3
viewers.
And I'm gonna give a shout out to Soul Eater,
the best anime ever,
and I love it. It's not actually a horror anime, but I'm shouting it out for aesthetics. Like I can probably get away with showing it to my son like when he's like 7. So it's not scary, but
it's like Yokai Watch.
Don't do that.
Bruh.
But yeah, it's heavy on the like A Nightmare Before Christmas Tim Burton-ish aesthetic, right? But real quick, Soul Eater was created by Atsushi Okubo. And for all you young folks or new folks, that's the dude who made Fire Force. And it follows Maka Albarn, a student at Death Weapon Meister Academy, and her weapon, Soul Eater Evans. Side note, someone brought this up to me a long time ago that Evans was a black name. And I was like, is that because of Good Times? Is Evans actually a black name? I don't know. And then it got me wondering if Soul Eater was black. But anyway. Yeah, Soul Eater Evans, a boy that transforms into her death scythe. Along with other students from the academy that they all get into some hood rat shit. So shout out Soul Eater.
I love Soul Eater. I might have to rewatch it again.
Yeah,
I think I should just read.
I don't know if it's still top 5 for me, but I have the Blu-ray. At some point, I'm gonna rewatch. I might wait till my son is another year or 2, so we can go through it together. But it's so fun.
Yeah.
I
started collecting the graphic novels, the new ones they were printing out. So I just need to.
They're hard copy, right?
Yeah, they kept going after the anime, right?
So yeah, that's not animated. The rest of it, yeah,
and it's connected to Fire Force.
That's a spoiler,
supposedly.
It's not though.
I've never seen it, so I've never watched either. I just heard there was like a connection between the worlds.
Well, okay, yeah, I guess
the Fire Force manga ended, and everyone spoiled the end, which is that
I thought it was in the anime.
Nah, it was the manga.
Somebody did like an anime thing where they're in some of the same spots that are in Soul.
I mean, they went back after the spoiler came out to start the link to
yeah.
I mean, is it a spoiler? How long has Fire Force been over?
It's not over.
Yeah, they just haven't had the newest season in like a year or 2.
Yeah.
It's on hiatus.
So like the manga happened, and then they spoiled it, but they never finished the anime.
Oh, my bad.
I mean,
I've never finished Soul Eater or Fire Force.
I think it's one of those spoilers where it's like, if you watch Fire Force, you know that it's connected because it was such a if you didn't see how,
it was
you just
like,
know it is.
if you got a sharp eye,
Yeah.
you could be, but it was one of those things where it's like, or he's just doing throwbacks to his other show, or like, you know, Easter eggs. But then
because there is a
they
thing
like
that could
establish
for you.
like, no, this
yeah
sets up this, and then everyone's like, yeah.
So if you don't know all the other stuff, then that's not really a spoiler. It's just like fun fact.
It's a spoiler.
My bad. It's a Halloween spoiler. You're welcome.
There you go. You can't get one episode out without a spoiler. So, starting my list, anybody who knows me knows that I'm a huge proponent of Puella Magi Magica Madoka. I don't ever say.
Hold up. You gotta. We gonna get this right.
What? Puella Magi Magica Madoka. What?
I'm laughing at y'all faces.
Oh yeah, I was like, what was that? Was that what
I'm laughing at your face? No face.
Right, get a camera.
No, I'm sorry, you got it right though.
Okay. The pause threw me off.
You're waiting on the confirmation.
Yeah.
Bruh.
We all stopped. We were like, what happened?
I was like,
Puella Magi Madoka Magica.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
No, I fucked it up.
You said it the other way. Fine. See, I promise you.
Look, that's on me. I'm the villain this episode. I'm sorry. That was on me.
So it's the other way.
No, it's Madoka Magica.
No, it's not.
Look,
that's what I'm saying. The Magi part fucks me up because I don't ever think to say that.
Puella Magi.
It's Magica Madoka.
No, it's Madoka Magica.
No way.
Yeah. That's why I was like, anyway. But I got dyslexia. I'm sorry.
You're good. So what it's about is Madoka and Sayaka. They are regular middle school girls with regular lives, but all that changes when they encounter Kyubi, a cat-like magical familiar, and Hamura, a new transfer student. Kyubi offers them a proposition. He will grant any of their wishes in exchange. They will each become a magical girl, gaining enough power to fulfill their dreams. However, Hamura, a magical girl herself, urges them not to accept the offer, stating that everything is not what it seems. A story of hope, despair, and friendship. Madoka deals with the difficulties of having a magical girl or being a magical girl and the price one has to pay to make their dream come true.
To be fair to you, having a magical girl is also difficult.
Is that so? Tell me how you know about that. So like this is like critically acclaimed. Like I really don't think I need to sell this. Like if you know anything about anime, I feel like you know this show. Whether
Giselle tricked me with this anime. I known him for like maybe a month, and he like recommended it.
That's hilarious.
I'm really happy that you were able to pull that off because it was such a big deal.
Yeah,
when it came out that it was hard to like catch people with it because they already knew. So,
bruh,
I think I was watching it with him, and I was like, "Yeah, what the fuck?"
Back in my early con photography days, I was at a large anime convention, and I saw a girl dressed as Madoka, and I was like, "Oh, I like her
badge that year too."
It might have been, yeah.
That's M23 photography.
Otakon.
Huh?
M23 photography.
Yeah, I mean, this is early days, like this is probably like
buy someone's old badge.
First or second time I was shooting at a con, and I saw the costume, and I was like, "Oh, that's so cool! Like, what is this?" It kind of like the little, I forgot what she had, like a little. Anyway, it looked cool, right? And I was like, "Can I take a picture?" And she was like, "Sure." And I was like, "What is this anime? Do you recommend it?" And she goes, "Yes, you should watch it." And I was like, "Why are you saying it like that?" And she was like, "Just watch it, you'll see." And I was like, "Well, I'll see what?" And she was like, "You'll see." I watch it, and then like what? Is it 3 episodes in? At the end of the third one, you get horrified and you're like, ah!
Yo, wasn't this the same girl you told the story about where you kept asking her to do different poses and she just kept giving you the same look?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She would always like, she looked happy. Like, or like the character looked happy. You know, it's a magical girl.
Yeah.
And then when she goes to pose, she had this like, that look on her face.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, what's going on here?
And she wouldn't change it. Like, that's what I remember from that story was the girl wouldn't change her.
What is happening? Then I watched it and then I found out.
Yep. Fuck around.
Iconic.
Find out. Yeah.
It's definitely good though.
Yeah. So it's
deceiving.
Definitely to give, I guess, a generic genre for it. It's like a psychological thriller, I believe, is a way of thinking about it.
Yeah, because it toys with hope.
Yeah. So not going to explain too much about it. That's definitely it's critically acclaimed. You don't have to ask if I think it's good. It is good. Watch it. It won awards. I don't need to explain it. So
I mean, this would be kind of spoiling it, but the fact that it's already on a horror movie list, I guess I could say it. But it's a magical girl deconstruction.
Yeah. It's not actually a magical girl,
but it is.
I mean, it's a magical girl show, but
not what you would think of the
tropes.
Category.
Yeah.
Oh, they got flipped, all right.
And so there was so it's very popular. So there was a game that came out, and they also have a season for that too as well, and like alternate kind of reality kind of thing. And what makes this one also interesting is that they're bringing it back. Well, I mean, to be honest, I watched it, and you're not missing much.
I figured as much. It like the original hit so hard that I'm satisfied.
Yeah, it's hard to follow up with it.
So I don't really need to like my all-time. Actually, it's funny that you said that, or did I say that? I don't know. Like I think my all-time favorite anime, and then this is like my number 2, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And both did the thing where like I love the original so much. And then they came out with an alternate version years later, and like I want to watch it, but I'm in no rush, and ain't got to it yet.
Yeah, I'm sure you will watch it because of the completionist, but definitely don't rush it. And then they're having the new alternate. I got to look up what it is, to be honest, because I saw the trailer and I was hyped for it, but there's another new season coming out for it upcoming, so we'll see what that looks like too. It looks like it could be good, so I still have hope.
Sorry, my number 1 is Steins Gate, and Puella Magi Madoka Magica is my number 3.
Y'all the same person? Because isn't that like in your top 3 too, Denzel, or is that a mod?
So that whole friend group, we all love Steins Gate, but I think if I were to pick somebody that was like Steins Gate activist, I think it'd be Christian. He would be the number 1 Steins Gate activist. Him or Sam. Because Sam at least watched Steins Gate 0. I don't think all of us watched Steins Gate 0, if I remember correctly. But neither here nor there. Yeah. The next one on my list would be Devilman Crybaby. So maybe all mine are, maybe I'm basic. Now I'm looking at my list, maybe I'm basic. But anyway. Devils cannot take form without a living host. However, if the will of an individual is strong enough, they can overcome the demon and make its power their own, becoming a devil man. Weak and unassuming, Akira has always had a bleeding heart. So when his childhood friend Rio asks for his help in uncovering devils, Akira accepts without hesitation. However, to Akira's surprise, the place they go to is Sabbath, an immortal party of debauchery and degeneracy. Amidst bloodshed and death, demons possess the partiers, turning their bodies into grotesque monsters, and begin wreaking havoc. In a reckless attempt to save his best friend, Akira unwittingly merges with the devil Amon and becomes a devil man, gaining the power to defeat the remaining demons. Though it grants him great power, this new partnership awakens an insatiable and primeval part of Akira, having the body of a devil, but the same crybaby heart. Akira works alongside Rio, destroying those that harm humanity and his loved ones. This one's a weird one because there's no doubt that it is like horror related because it's bloody, it's gruesome, but it's like gore. I guess it's a better way of thinking about it versus like it's scary. Like you're not going to get scared off of something like this. It's going to be, the animation is crazy. Like it even switches based on like how fast they're going. The story is amazing. Like I think the ending is beautiful. But yeah, this one's just a really good watch for me. And yeah, it's kind of why I put it on my list. It's a good watch. So it's a dark action horror. You can watch it on Netflix. And the director,
who made
crazy
it?
enough,
I was about to say,
was Masaki Yuasa, who did Japan Sinks. And he's done other stuff too, but to stay in the horror
he
thing,
has a very distinct style, that runny egg style.
Yeah, runny egg. Yeah, that's a good way of thinking about it. So yeah, that was my number 2. Also pretty popular, which is why I said I think I'm basic, but my next one maybe not be so popular. For my third one, I have School Live,
which was popular back in the day. You just old now.
Oh, well, shoot, maybe I'm old. So carefree high school senior Yuki every day. Why is that not a real sentence? Every day looks forward to school living club, consisting of the president Yuri, the athletic Kurumi, the mature Miki, and the supervising teacher Megumi, and the club dog Tarumaru. God damn it, that dog. The club prides itself on making the most of life at school. There's only one rule the club members have to follow. All members must live their entire lives within school grounds. Following the adventures of School Living Club as they promote independence and self-determination through their lively time residing at Meguri Gaoka. We're going to go if that's what it is. Private high school. So this one's interesting because I really didn't know what it was. And I got a loot crate and it gave me like the first like manga of this. And I was like, sure, I'm interested. And I mentioned it to someone and they're like, oh, have you seen that anime? I was like, what? And literally that's how I got into it. I was like, all right, I mean, I got the book. I mean, I looked at it. It looks kind of cool. I didn't get far in it clearly because I still had no idea what it was. And once I started the anime, I was like, oh, bruh, this is crazy. It's definitely horror. And I don't think I want to tell too much about it because it kind of dives into the show after the first couple episodes. Like you kind of grasp really quickly what happens. But yeah, it's a good one. It's just fun. It's a fun watch. It's definitely in the horror realm. And that damn dog, bro. But yeah. And then my honorable mention would be Ghost Stories. For Ghost Stories, it's years ago, all of the ghosts in a haunted schoolhouse were banished by a certain student. Now they're back and they want revenge. Satsuki and Kichiru are 2 siblings recovering from the tragic loss of their mother. After moving to their mother's hometown, they learned that the local school has been transferred to as an old building, once said to be haunted. Despite initially brushing it off as silly rumor, the 2 discover that ghosts are indeed real and that they're after them. It's a creepy tale of the lives of these siblings and their newfound friends as they try to survive the school's ghosts with little help from their pet cat along the way. So,
watch that one dubbed.
Yeah, this goes along the lines of like, yes, it has ghosts. It's supernaturally like it's definitely in the sphere of what horror would be. But what makes this a true gem, and shout out to Prince Petty, because I did not watch this, I have to believe, until he pointed it out, that the dub of this that's on probably Crunchyroll right now.
Crunchyroll, iconic.
It's amazing. That shit is so funny. Like it's a good, but that dub is amazing.
Yeah.
Like you can look up clips on YouTube or the internet of like what the dub is if you don't feel like that's enough to sell you on the show. And once you see how they're talking to each other and how the dub works, yeah, you're gonna watch it. You just have to watch it.
There's a story behind why it was dubbed the way it was too. Like I don't want to give out misinformation for it, but I think it had something to do with them not getting the proper dialogue in time. Mm-hmm. So they were able to kind of have free reign and write whatever they wanted.
They said, do whatever you want. And they're like, bet.
Them dub actors in Texas were like, bet.
Yeah. That was their
what
fucking...
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I might rewatch that soon, actually. It's so funny.
Tis the season.
It is. This will definitely be one to pair for maybe if you watched From the New World and you want something that's a little lighthearted.
Yeah. Or if you're watching Made in Abyss, you need a break.
You need a break.
Watch Ghost Stories.
Watch a Ghost Stories episode, you'll be straight. Studio Perot did this one, and it's just to give you all an idea of how old it is. It came out in 2000. So it's an oldie, but a goodie. Which
brings me to my at least three. I won't say these are my top, but these are the ones that come to mind because my horror list is more nostalgic than anything else. Serial Experiments Lain also came out early 2000s. Follows a high school girl that commits suicide by jumping off of a rooftop late at night. A week later, the students are getting emails from the same girl, which claims that she gave up her body, but she's actually still alive inside the virtual world known as Wired, saying that there's a God that exists inside the world. It's, for me, when I was younger, that animation style jumped out at me as the storytelling itself. I was definitely more adult themed than what my, I think, 12-year-old mind was ready for. And then that leads me into Paranoia Agent, because that's what they used to call me in school, because my hair used to look like that in the hat.
Damn.
Yeah, man. And I used to rollerblade, so they were like, "You like that kid from Paranoia Agent?" I didn't watch it like that, but yeah, that's one of those. This was like one of the. I had another list that was strictly anthology based horror anime, and this was like at the top of that. But this is an anthology with an underlying story in the background about a boy in Tokyo that's kind of like terrorizing everybody in the town. I don't want to get too much involved into that, like with his story, because it's not a long watch.
Yeah.
But that's definitely worth watching. It's on the nostalgia list for me. And then my last one is Future Diary, which I remember I've watched this at least 2 or 3 times now, just because of how fucked up it is. It's a survival anime where
it's a weird way of saying it.
It is. I mean, it is. It's you're competing to be the next god. It's a survival anime where a group of individuals receive cell phones, and they're all in competition to become the next god of the world. There's this psychotic romance that kind of involves with the main character, where she's kind of the plot of sabotaging and killing the other god contestants to satisfy him. But it's just that relationship between him and her that make the whole series. It's fucked up. I think it ran it was about 22 episodes. Worth a watch. And then my honorable mentions, which I might need some backup from Tiff. One of them's Flower of Evil, which we spoke a little bit offline about earlier. It's definitely not your typical horror anime. It's got a really unique animation style where they did film it live action and then animated over the live action bits. It only got animated for 1 season. They did a live action for it to continue it. Yeah, that was the style that they filmed it in. But follows a young teenager that gets caught doing some pervy shit by some psycho bitch. It's a weird psychological coming of age story. That's as much as I can give you without like giving too much away in it.
Yikes.
It's one of those ones where it's like it's almost like describing an A24 film where it's like it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
So that may or may not be on your list. I'm always going to recommend any anthology like Hell Girl or Junji Ito, where you can just go in and get a quick watch and it's one story and you're done. Hell Girl is like that for all the first season. You know, you go to a website, type in who you want to die, Hell Girl comes and reaps, and there's a story for each person. Some of them are fucked up for people that don't deserve it. Some of them are, people that do deserve to be brought down to hell. And Junji Ito is just all his manga collection animated. And my last honorable mention is not an anime at all, but Over the Garden Wall. It's an amazing cartoon. Came out in 2014. It has the same style as Adventure Time and regular show. It's like 12 episodes. It was on Max. It's got an amazing score soundtrack. The main character is voiced by Elijah Wood. It's got a fall vibe, and it's got like a spooky, very what was it? Not it's Nightmare Before Christmas type vibes. So it's a quick watch. You can watch it with your family. Yeah, those are my picks. And it's good for adults and kids.
Okay, that's a good mix.
All right. Well, guess I will give you mine.
We hope so.
So, like I was saying, I don't have a ton of horror. Not right off top. I don't have an easily listable horror list. But I do have some horror anime that I enjoyed. Damn.
Did you just put everything on my list?
Yes. Yes.
I have more than half of the anime we mentioned today on DVD, and I wanted to get it while we were talking.
There you go.
So just go to Tiff's house and watch it.
Proof's in the pudding. It's in the collection.
I'm going to go in order of, because these are all, well, I consider them all to be psychological horror.
Right.
I'm going in order from the main characters being the most hopeless to like you thinking there's some hope, but then probably there's no hope. So first on my list is Perfect Blue. It's not a cop out. Perfect Blue is a classic. If you haven't seen it, then you're fucking whack. They even made an American version called Black Swan. I don't care. It's the same thing. It follows Mima Kirigoe, who's a member of a J-pop idol group named Sham. She decides to leave the group to become a full-time actress. Many of her fans get upset by her change from a clean-cut image. In particular, an obsessive fan known as Mamoru Uchida, or Maimania, who starts to stalk her. That's not even a good enough description. Now, honestly, it's old enough where I'm gonna give it away a little bit. It's 24 years old. If you haven't seen it yet, then I don't know what to tell you. The reason why it's number one, the number one most hopeless one for me is because she's by herself. And she's mostly in her head, I think. And I say I think because I've watched it 1,000 times. And you really got to pay attention to every single second. There's a lot of wild shit going on. And a lot of times you don't know if it's her doing it or somebody's actually fucking with her. But I say it's the most hopeless because she's alone. Like she might think that she sees somebody at the corner of her block if she's going to her apartment. And she might be seeing somebody or she might not because she's in her head. It's truly psychological horror for her and for you because you don't know what the hell's going on either. I love it though. It's Satoshi Kon, who also I think didn't he do Paranoia Agent?
Yeah, he did Paranoia Agent. I was waiting for you to bring it up.
Yeah, which I also loved Paranoia Agent. Dude's a beast. He is a beast. Next for me is The Promised Neverland. You would think that this should be number one as far as not having any hope, but they're kids, so they have hope. They have a lot of hope. And then that hope...
Like a lot.
and then it's dashed away, first by mother, then by the realization that there are things that are not human on this world.
And then by season 2.
And then, season 2 dashed our hopes. Because what in the world? It's kids in the orphanage, and it's sweet but kind of weird. You're like, this is kind of cute. Is it episode 1 or like 2 where you find out like it's a scene where mother smiles?
I think it's the end of episode 1 of one.
Yeah,
bruh, that shit. Like I didn't know what it was about. I went in totally blind. I'm watching it and I'm like, okay, what's this happy ass shit? Like, why are these kids here? This seems kind of weird. And then mother smiles at the end, and you're like, well, you know, they're kids, right? They're hopeful. They decide to go explore and see. That's making the bitch's cover was in my head, and it is what it was. So they decide to follow her and see what's going on. To go say, I think they're trying to say like a final goodbye to their friend that was leaving, and they find her stuffy on the ground or in a truck or some shit. But they find it, and then they start peeing themselves because there's these giant monster demon alien things. And then they get more hope again because they're smart kids and they figure out a plan. And then their hope gets dashed again. And then they bring in a second mom. And then she's kind of a mammy character, so I should be offended, but it's fine. Like they got the whole like it's
just because she's fat and black.
It's the way
he wasn't.
It's the way they do it. It's like it's a fine line. It's like maybe not and probably not because how would they even know? Because that's an American trope and it's old.
That's why also I don't think. I think just because she was fat and black and
she had nice hair.
Yeah, she did have nice hair. I won't spoil what happened to her, but yeah. Yeah. She's crazy. Like she's fast as shit. Like they're running through the woods and stuff, and she just suddenly pops up. And it's like, God dang, lady. Like she's not teleporting like Jason, but it looks like she is because she just pops up on these kids that should be faster than an adult.
Right.
Yeah, crazy.
When they're playing tag.
Yeah, it's insane. Great show though. Great first season.
Best way to watch it is watch season 1 and then just read the manga right after.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Skip season 2, the anime. It doesn't
I'm
exist.
very easy on stuff like this, especially when I don't read the manga and stuff. But even I was like, "Yo,
yeah,"
because you just felt them like zoom the plot. Like,
yeah, it's just like, okay, we need to wrap this up. We're done with this.
To like end.
Right.
It's like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
So my number 3 is Gantz. Now mind you, I watched Gantz. Let me see, what year did this shit come out?
2013.
Really? Is that late?
I think that was a remake. I think the OG was
2010.
Yeah, I knew it was something old.
And the manga was in Jump and Young Jump in 2000. But yeah, no, I watched it probably the year it came out because it was a long ass time ago. I don't even know those people anymore.
2004 was an anime.
Oh, 4?
Oh, okay.
That makes way more sense because I wasn't even hanging out with that group back then. Or
so 2020 the reanimated one then.
Yeah. So I bought Gantz back in the day when you had to go and buy shit from like Suncoast.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Wow.
3 episodes at a time.
For like $50 a piece.
Yeah. It was bad. I bought it. As a matter of fact, I might have bought it from an anime convention because I had the whole thing. But I bought it, didn't know what it was. It just looked cool on the cover. Watched it. I had a homeboy back then that had there's a condition, I forgot what it's called, but he couldn't like look at people bleeding.
Agoraphobia.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. The scene where homegirl kills herself in the bathtub.
Yeah.
This dude passed out.
God damn.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the first episode, dog. Like for real.
See, you got a better Suncoast story than I did. I also got like a random Suncoast DVD set as a present, but I got High School Rumble. And I remember seeing the price tag and was like, yo, that was $89 for this box set with only like 6 episodes?
That's out of control.
As a kid, I knew that there was something fucked up about that.
Right.
But at least you got a good anime.
Right.
Yeah. No, so I turned Gantz on, right? Matter of fact, I wasn't even watching it with the group yet. I watched it on my own first. I watched first episode.
I think you should watch it on your own first.
Well, I didn't know, but I watched it because I bought it. I had it, and then I had to show everybody because I was look at this crazy shit. Watch first episode. Dude sees a guy on the train tracks, and they both die. Get his head popped off. Everyone just stands and watches. They pop up, and what is probably best described in America for y'all would be purgatory. Except it's an apartment and everyone's chilling. And it's like the guy who tried to save the guy some mobsters. Like I think there's like a guy who's cheating on his wife. A girl who tries to commit suicide, or she did.
Mhm.
She's not dead. She's dead. But anyway, it's dark. Like one of the monsters tries to rape the suicide girl who's in the bathtub. It's a lot going on. But then, and remember the theme here is hope. But then they're told if they can complete these little like game missions that they can live. And you got to get enough points and you get to live. So the first mission is easy. It's the Green Onion Aliens. And I remember it because they keep saying, please don't take my green onions or some shit like that. They win that one. Everybody survives that one. After that, every single mission, a little hope is lost. Every single mission. And nobody ever really gets to go home. It's kind of sad.
It's a common thing in anime now. You know, when you lose hope, you fall into despair.
Yes.
I thought you were going to say the abyss.
I thought he was going to hit the abyss too. I really was waiting for it.
Like, oh, here it comes.
So I had 2 bonuses because they're not as hopeless as those 3. But Terraformars, they lose hope in the beginning a lot.
I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone just says Terraformers, but it's Terra for Mars.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I mean that's like,
but also the word.
That's like the I'm blue and if I was green I would die. But I mean, it's Terraformers.
Yeah, they're
like
forming
Terraform.
Earth.
I mean, yeah, but
it's a double play.
Yeah, but say the real name and then say
Wait, what's the real name?
Terraformers.
Oh,
and
it's the bit happened already. We missed it.
Damn, you're right.
Well, I only know it like this, which is funny because when you say it like that, you get both.
Yeah, you do. Damn. But so okay, this one also I never considered horror until today. We were talking about it, and I was like, "Oh shit, that was horror." Earth is falling apart like it is right now. Make sure you vote. So humans send moss and roaches to Mars to terraform it, to build an atmosphere and make it habitable for humans and for earthlings, earth creatures.
You think that would work?
In theory, it does.
I think about it too hard until just now. Anyway,
I remember.
Sorry, keep going.
No, you're fine, because I remember really thinking about it when they said that in the show, and I was like, that's a simplified version, but yes, technically you could do it because people make greenhouses and that's contained. But yeah, they send roaches and shit, which is why would you send fucking roaches?
They can survive through anything.
True. Family Guy taught us that when the roaches survived, roaches and Twinkies survived.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so anyway, they wait 500 years for them to terraform. They go back, and of course they don't go back with any weapons. Or you know what? They might have had weapons. I don't remember. You know why? It didn't matter. Because these roaches hyper evolved, and we're now 6'8" human roaches that just decided to take revenge for the last 5 million years of humans stomping on them. It is bad. I mean, it is bad. None of them niggas make it. They call back home before the last one dies, and they're like, "Oh, just fucking roaches." So they send some people that have bug powers. That first group also gets stomped because roaches have probably like 100 times their weight and lifting power or some shit.
Yeah,
something crazy like that. So if you got a 250-pound roach times 100, whatever that is, that's a strong ass roach. They just running through people, hopeless once again.
So this is just Hunter x Hunter, the Chimera arc.
Yeah, it was bad. Even when you think they're starting to get an upper hand, like you find out there's roaches on the ship. Like they're literally getting inside everything everywhere, despite being like 6'5" and 300.
Still it's roaches. Being themselves.
Yeah. And then my final, I had one more bonus because this one you wouldn't think of as horror. Most people don't until you really start watching it. But Mushishi.
Mm-hmm.
I used to watch this.
Mushi?
I used to watch it back in the day when Funimation had a channel. And I would just kind of like slow burn it because I didn't know what it was about. And it would come on like 1 or 2 at a time on like a Friday after school and after work. So it follows a guy named, let me see, Ginkgo. Ginkgo is an expert traveling around to investigate a primeval life form, the Mushi, and helping people with Mushi-related supernatural problems. It sounds like it's not hard, right? Except, no, it is. It's considered hard if you look it up. But, I mean, it's a seinen, but it's also considered hard. It's considered hard because he's not scared of anything. He's fine. He knows how to handle it. But he's going to these remote villages and towns, and I guess what's supposed to be Japan, or like a fictional Japan, and people are going through it. Like some of the stuff isn't even like monstrous or scary. There was like some kind of like rainbow air plankton thing that looks pretty and seems harmless until you realize that you breathe it in and you start mutating the shit, or like people go into eternal sleep and can't wake up. And he's like, "Oh yeah, it's these rainbow plankton. You gotta get rid of these." And people are like, "Oh shit, we didn't know that." He's just a regular human. He's just a regular dude that just knows how to handle shit. But if you don't know how to handle it, you're done. Like, I mean, there's stuff out there.
I mean, he could see them though. Everybody can't see them.
That's right.
Yeah,
they can see the effects, so they don't know what's causing it.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like, you know how you would hear about. So in our real world, ancient civilizations had explanations for stuff that they couldn't explain. Like they thought, for instance, because, and I just saw this one today, which is really interesting to me. There was a time period when people thought that Muslims were doing magic because they weren't getting the plague, but really it's because they had to wash their hands and feet before going in the mosque. So they were just cleaner than these other fuck niggas who were catching shit. Like that was their explanation. Wow. Oh, they must be magic because they haven't caught anything. No, nigga, you're nasty.
It's hygiene.
Like that's what's happening. You don't wash your hands before you eat. That's why you have the plague. It's kind of like that, but in reverse. People don't know what's going on, so they're making shit up. They don't know. They got to explain it how they can. They can't see the Mushi. But it's actually not anything crazy that they're making up. It really is just Mushi floating around and shit in the water, in the trees. It's bad.
Yeah, Ginkgo, right?
Ginkgo.
He gives an explanation like the Mushi aren't good or evil. They just out there.
Yeah.
And some just fuck you up. I mean, he didn't say the last part, but that's just how it happened. Like some of them have good effects. Some have, most are, harmless. They just out there. And then some just take your daughter from you.
Yeah. She just gone.
That's a drastic comparison, but all right.
Yeah.
There was one where there was like a kid that was just asleep. And they were like, he's not dead. He's breathing.
Yeah.
We can't wake him up.
He just never came back.
And he's like, oh, did he drink from this well? It's full of Mushi. And they're like, what's that Mushi?
Yeah.
I found the little explanation. They said that it's considered hard because on the surface it's rustic and melancholy, kind of like slice of lifey, because he's just walking around. It doesn't look horrifying. But the best horror monsters looks can be deceiving. So
that's a reach from out my ass, but I'll let it fly.
Interpretation, remember?
Because if my son didn't wake up after he drank from a well, I'd be freaking out. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, well that's what it says. It goes on to say, as he travels the countryside, he's curing people of illnesses caused by mysterious spiritual beings. So we know that as the viewer, but if you put yourself in the villager's shoes.
Oh yeah, that's they are like freaking the fuck out usually.
Yeah.
If they even know what's happening.
Right. Yeah,
like some of them are like stuff would be weird stuff would be happening and they wouldn't even. Anyway, but yeah, I also absolutely love this one, so I'm backing it up off of GP.
It's a good show. I recommend you check it out if you haven't.
Like you don't got to watch it with the lights off or anything.
No.
Like if you ever seen what is it? What's our other show? Tokyo Diner.
Yeah, it's a good background show.
Tokyo Diner.
It's
like
that
live action,
feel.
Yeah.
In anime form, where it's just pleasant, but then like it does, you every so often he gets a mushi that's like really creepy, but but like generally like it's that level of show.
Okay.
Like quiet, like it feel like you watch it and you feel like rejuvenated a little bit, like it's pleasant, but it's also like you said, it does get creepy.
Mm-hmm. There's another one I wanted to ask y'all before we wrap. If anybody had seen it, I think you probably have. I think we might have even talked about it before. I'm trying to remember what it's called though. Oh, I think this is it. Have you guys seen Origin Spirits of the Past?
Yeah.
Is that the one with the tree boy?
Yes. Yeah. It was on Netflix for a long time.
Okay. Yeah. I know it's not like horror, but man.
No, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like there's a word for it when it's like nature fucking you up. There's a word for it. I can't remember, but yeah, like there's also like there's a couple of movies like the I don't want to say the ritual because they look like summon some forest demon, but like sometimes it's just earth. Like
the one with the alien spaceship and the girl, it's like a bunch of women going to go like investigate it. When they get in there, what's it called?
Bird Box.
No. I can't think of the actress. And she's like a legitimately like well-known actress.
Alien spaceship and girls go and investigate.
So they enter a field. They enter like a force field, like a barrier. And as they explore stuff,
you're talking about Annihilation.
Is that it?
It's Annihilation. Yeah.
Wasn't that the homegirl from Natalie Portman?
Natalie Portman.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm bad at names.
Yeah.
It wasn't the alien spaceship. It was like it came on like a meteor or something.
That's right. That's right.
But all the ones I can think of are super obscure, and so I'm not even gonna mention them. But yes.
Well, yeah, I guess that comes to the conclusion of the Halloween episode. We had a lot of good, juicy recommendations. I mean, probably enough to keep you satiated, right? I mean, it's like
you got time.
Yeah, this is
20 different shows, man.
Yeah.
Enough recommendations to keep you full of candy corn.
Speaking of candy corn, before we wrap up, what's your favorite Halloween candy?
I'm not a candy corn hater. I like candy corn, but my favorite, I don't know if this is actually Halloween candy or not, but I usually see the commercial. They usually have Halloween commercials. Reese's Pieces.
Oh, yeah, that counts.
Yeah, kind of.
All right.
I mean, it's in the bucket, bro. It counts.
I mean, that's like every candy.
I feel like they just try to capitalize off of their colors, honestly. Because you know what
Reese's
makes Reese's Pieces
my favorite of all time. So,
yeah,
like that's my number one of all candies.
Okay,
yeah,
Reese's Pieces, like not just Halloween.
Okay,
it used to be Butterfinger until they sold the rights to it to whoever makes the Italian candy. What is it? Ferrero, the fancy
show.
Ferrero.
Yeah, they bought Butterfinger, but they didn't buy the recipe, so they created their own. Yeah, that's why it tastes different.
I never knew that.
I forgot. I felt like you brought that up before.
Butterfinger.
I did because Butterfinger was my favorite because Nestle refused to sell it.
Smart.
Yeah,
so
they just
sold
the rights,
it, but they didn't sell it.
Yeah, so they sold the rights to marketing, packaging, the look, but not the actual recipe.
You can have this, but it'll never taste the same.
Exactly.
Right.
They're gonna have
Eddie.
They're gonna have ass finger.
And that's what it is.
It's like
honestly, that is what it is. It has not tasted the same since.
Next year, Nelson's coming out with Butterface.
There you go. It's gonna taste amazing.
Or at least bring Butterfinger BBs back. Shit.
I remember those. Those are amazing.
Yeah, man. Those used to be my number one too. Like
Good old days.
Yeah. But yeah, my favorite's not just regular Reese's, but the pumpkin Reese's. Like the pumpkin Halloween Reese's, like for whatever reason, the shaped holiday Reese cups have a different taste.
The cups
like
are
the ratio's
pieces.
different. Yeah. So they just have
I'm saying the cups are the pieces.
No. Like it's the shape. So like the ghost and the pumpkins.
No, but I'm saying there's cups. There's two
cups.
different candies. There's Reese's cups and Reese's pieces.
Oh, these are Reese's cups.
Cups.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the cup recipe. Yeah.
Like the
Reese's
Halloween
only
cup.
has one form.
Yeah.
That's right. That's a dumb question. You're right.
But yeah, the holiday shapes always have like it's the ratio, and it's like they almost use like a different recipe for the peanut butter inside. So like the white chocolate ghosts and pumpkins, and the regular chocolate ghosts and pumpkins are out right now.
You make me want some right now. God.
Yeah, I got some in the freezer.
Damn.
Facts.
Ready.
What about you, Mighty Mauricio? What's your favorite?
Whatever goes in the bucket, except for like fruit shit.
Ooh, you don't like fruit shit? Anyway,
sometimes.
I don't know if this counts. This is probably a reach. But the Scooby-Doo gummies.
Oh yeah.
And the blue ghosts, right?
Yeah.
That counts, but that's definitely a reach.
It's a reach.
But like, it's funny because I feel like that's a certain era because it's not like they do that anymore. I don't think.
Side note, I am a gummy connoisseur, right? The Jolly Rancher gummies, the berry flavored ones. I don't know who all has them, but I know 7-Eleven has them. Berry flavored Jolly Rancher gummies. They have a flavor in there. All of them are good. Mind you, not all the Jolly Rancher flavors are good, the gummy flavors, but the bags that say berries on it, all of the flavors inside that bag are good, and one of them tastes and feels like the blue ghost from the Scooby-Doo gummies. I put you on game.
Okay, I see what people like.
Full circle moment.
All right. I'm with you. I'm tracking. I'm about to find a bag.
And what are those white shark gummies called?
The white sharks.
Oh,
I just made that up.
Oh, no, they're talking about the blue ones.
Bro, you're talking about the blue and white ones?
Yeah, the actual sharks. The blue and white ones.
They're just shark gum. I don't think they have a name. Just like Peachos don't really have a name.
Yeah,
every time I think of those, they're just like 7-Eleven brand, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is that your favorite?
I think there's like
it popped up when you said gummy, and I was like, "Ooh, I remember these at Halloween."
Yeah, they still sell those. They sell those year round.
Yeah, they sell those year round.
They're next to the Peachos.
You know what I don't like for Halloween?
Swear if you say candy corn.
Nah, when the old lady thinks she's being funny and gives you an apple or an orange.
Man, I'm fighting that lady.
I don't think that's ever happened.
I had that ramen this year.
I think that's disrespectful. Well, not the ramen, but
even if you gave me a candied apple, I'd be so pissed. I'd be like,
right,
I ain't come here for this.
But also, like, how do you give out a candy apple, like, from a sanitary point of view?
Well, that's not doing that kind of stuff.
Well, you can get them store bought. So
that'd be the only way.
Yeah.
It's like don't give me your candy apple. Get the fuck out of here.
Pissed. But yeah, for me, candy corn every year it gets me.
Bro,
all the flavors.
My older coworker, she just started doing it last week. She calls it her fall treat. She'll take candy corn. She makes like a fall like trail mix. So it's candy corn, M&Ms, peanuts, and there's something else in there. But that's what she does in the bowl and
makes a trail mix.
Yeah, that shit hits. I've never had candy corn with anything else before, but like all the other flavors of like the salty nuts and like M&Ms and shit.
Sounds like forbidden knowledge.
Yeah.
I'd
never thought to use it in a trail mix before.
You could probably throw in some mini pretzels in that jank.
Yep.
Yeah. I might literally make this.
Yeah.
Can you confirm or deny that the other candy corn candies, the pumpkins, and I forgot what the other shape is, do they all have the same flavor or are they different flavors?
I think they all have the same flavor.
Whatever the bag is, it's that flavor. They're not a different flavor.
Yeah, but I thought it was all just the same generic
flavor, just different shapes.
The taste, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if there's a flavored, like, say the flavor is caramel candy corn or whatever.
Do
like,
they have
caramel candy corn? I'm talking about the regular.
Like, they have regular
bag. They're all the same
different colors.
Yeah. Look,
shapes.
He said candy corn is his favorite. He know all the.
Yeah, I didn't know it had a different flavor.
Oh shit!
What does caramel candy corn taste like?
It's like caramel. I'm pretty sure it's a brown too. Like, it's not like regular colored.
Mm.
Oh,
but yeah. There's other flavors of candy corn.
So Maurice's favorite was Weathers. We got Reese's Pieces, candy corn.
Damn.
My man says his favorite is church candy.
You know those little white mints they give you?
I just instantly pictured him like.
I mean, you ain't had church candy till an old lady pull out her bra. Here you go, sweetie. Candy all hot.
Like
no, I haven't had church candy.
Preheated candy.
And you made it sound like that was a positive.
I mean, when you're 4 and 5, you don't think about it.
You said titty candy hit
sweaty
different.
Titty candy.
Yep.
You would never live until you had sweaty titty candy.
I'm like 95% gross
with your communion,
5% intrigued.
She gave it to you with love, though, so it's fine.
Yeah, she did. I guess
it
could have been worse.
In the bosom.
See, this is why black people can't have anime, because we have an anime, we put that in there.
Yep.
We never had no titty candy.
It's called the Boondocks.
I want the freaking titty
candy. I only have the finest titty candy. Give me that melted Reese's out of your titty.
Oh,
I declare.
Those strawberry candies too.
Oh yeah, the strawberry cream ones. Yeah, those are elite.
Yo, we just found those because that's one of Tina's favorites.
You found them like in the wild?
Yeah.
Oh shoot! Did they come back, or did you just like find?
No, there's a couple of like mom and pop like.
Wait, the regular strawberry candies or the strawberry cream ones with the swirl?
The strawberry cream one with the swirl.
Dude. Oh,
the cream savers.
Yeah, cream savers.
Cream savers. Oh, snap.
Yeah.
So they still make them and sell them, but yeah, there's a couple of like local spots here that have them.
Yeah. Oh, you had to like order those.
Yeah.
Dang.
Right. See, as we all acknowledge that that's an elite candy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh man. But all right, thanks for tuning in. Any shout outs? This is Gym Leader Brock here. Bertaku Block on everything.
Shout out to sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say Tifzilla, Tifron on Blue Sky, My Anime List, Letterboxd. Yeah. Oh, movie podcast, a secret group of brown kids at the movies. Yeah. That's it.
Follow me on whatever you're on at Mighty Mauricio.
Prince Petty, don't follow me. Happy Halloween. Shout out to Help Me Out, Tiff, the horror podcast.
Oh, keeping it creepy with Cherry and Cat.
Yeah, this is definitely the perfect season too. I mean, every season is the perfect season to listen to it, but especially this month. So if you can catch a couple episodes, catch their TikToks, they got some really great horror related content.
And you know what's crazy? I can't say this because it's gonna mess us up, but no, I can say it. I don't usually sit and listen to stuff very long, but I can listen to them.
Oh, I mean that's high praise.
I mean, well, what I was going to say, I guess, would detract from it. I was going to say, well, I mean, they are our friends. I'd hope so. But
no, but
even then, he's saying like above that, like
yeah,
they're enjoyable.
Yeah.
No, I mean, fuck my friends. Like, I'm not going to listen if I'm bored.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I listen to y'all stuff, but y'all aren't boring. But it's not because you're my friends.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah, like
I'm a support, but at the same time, do better.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we just go in right there.
Yeah. Happy Halloween. Do better.
This has been keeping it real with Mighty Mauricio and the gang.
Yo!